Okay, welcome, well done, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be having a good time in class today. We're going to be discussing a very exciting topic, which is how to soar with eagles in the storm. How to soar with eagles in the storm. And I'm sure that all of us who are here today want to know how we can soar uh, and write and get some business wisdom to help us push ahead in post COVID 2019. So once this COVID period is over, everybody is going to be asking, what business can I do? What exactly should I be doing? And if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then I should have phenomenal results. The very interesting thing about eagles is that eagles soar when everybody else is on the ground, when everybody else is not flying, when it's not happening for them. Eagles just ride and fly. And I want to share with you today, if you're here today, uh, it's your opportunity to fly. It's your opportunity to ride and fly. It's your opportunity to have phenomenal times. And what I want to share very quickly today are the tips that can help you to make this journey happen. I like to start with stories. So I'm going to start with a story today. Story. Once upon a time, there was a farmer, and this farmer got something very interesting. This farmer went one day to hunt, and then in the crevices of a rock, somewhere up in the far sky, this particular farmer found an egg. And when he found this egg, he carried this egg with him and took this egg down with him to say, look, I don't know what this egg is about, but I think it's an egg that needs to hatch. And he gave his egg to one of the chicken that he had, one of the fowls or hens that he had, put the egg under the hen that was already hibernating on some chicken, and expecting that the egg will get matured at the same time with the other chicks, and then the hen will take care of this adopted possibly chicken. But guess what? To their utter shock, when eventually this incubation period was over and the eggs hatched, all the chickens hatched, and this particular egg hatched out what looked like a chicken but was really a baby eaglet. It was an eaglet. And this eaglet, the other birds looked at this eaglet and they felt this eaglet is looking ugly. This eaglet is not well. It's not looking like us. It's big somehow. We're eating the same food, but it's just growing disproportionately. This little uh, eaglet, it doesn't look like us. And this eaglet also felt strange. It felt, why am I so different from the crew? Why am I looking different from everybody else? How come they are slim and fine and I'm looking ugly? And this eaglet, basically just blamed itself. I wondered, how come I'm strange? They are yellow and beautiful, they are colorful, and I'm just black, and my beak doesn't look like they are big, my legs don't look like they are legs, they have slim legs, they have shapely legs, and I'm just looking ugly. And this eaglet didn't understand exactly how he was looking the way he was looking. He just basically, went out with them. Wherever they went to eat, he also went to eat. Wherever they went, he went. He just followed them on and on. However, whatever happened with them, he just pursued in line what they were doing. He didn't feel any need to say, what am I doing, and how am I about? So this eaglet kept on following the chicken until one day. One day, the eaglet was growing, the chicken were growing, but guess what? The eaglet was growing bigger, it was growing faster. Before they knew what was going, this baby eaglet was bigger than all of them, even bigger than the mother hen. But he didn't still know the difference. It felt different. He didn't really enjoy the food they were eating. He didn't really want to eat what they were eating. He didn't really want to go to where they were going. But because this is my mother, I don't know anything better, he followed on. Until one day, and I'd like you to stay with me, one day a storm hit. And when this storm hit, there was a cloud packing together, and all the chicken were afraid. They were pecking the ground, they were scratching the ground, and they were running towards their pen so they can be quarantined. Because when the storm is happening, chicken must be quarantined. They must go behind their sheds, hide themselves, hope the rain doesn't really beat too much, so that it doesn't create too much noise. It doesn't force them out of their comfort zones. So this was happening with this chicken. But all of a sudden, this baby eaglet, who didn't know he was an eaglet, looked up and saw another bird in the sky, gliding, flying, and having a nice time. And then this eaglet called one of the chicken and said, little chicken, what's that? What's that in the sky? And the little chicken said, that's an eagle. That's an eagle. He said, what's an eagle? He said, an eagle is the bird. It's the king of birds. He said, you mean that's the king of birds? He said, yes. He said, I like the way it's flying. Yeah, yes. The chicken said, yeah, it flies very well. And then this eaglet asked, can I fly like that? And the chicken said, yeah, right. You can fly like that. Don't be an idiot. You can't fly like that. You're a chicken. Just come with me and let's go to the pen. Let's go and quarantine ourselves. It's not time to fly. A storm is about to happen. This is no time for little chicken to be found outside. And this eaglet decided to walk away with the chicken. But somewhere deep within his heart, somewhere deep, deep, deep inside, this little eaglet felt, you know what? I like to fly like that. And I don't know why I can't just fly like that. Because what I really love to do is fly like all the other birds I'm seeing in the sky, how they're flying. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to let you know today that in a storm, what happens for eaglets is different from what happens for other birds. Okay, in the storm, eagles soar. The reason why there's turbulence in an aircraft is because it's passing through a cloudy area. What the pilot does when there's turbulence is that the pilot tries to navigate and go above the clouds so they can exist in a place where the eagles also exist, where the cloud is beneath them and they don't need to worry about the storms. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a very interesting time where it seems that there are storms. It seems that something is hitting hard on the world. There's a lot of turbulence. People are dying. America recorded 1,053 deaths yesterday. France recorded 1,083 deaths yesterday. The death toll on COVID-19 is wild and crazy. People don't know how long the lockdown will be. People don't have an idea how long it will take before they can move away from being locked down in their homes or their houses. People want to do a lot more and they're wondering, how will life be? I saw an article in America yesterday where somebody was saying, is this lockdown going to be until 2021 June or 2020 June? When are we going to be out of this? People are worried, people are wondering, people want to know. These are real concerns. But guess what? Eagles fly above the cloud. Aircrafts that escape turbulence fly above the clouds. And today I want to share lessons from this eaglet that we just learned about that grew up with chicken. And I also will share lessons about the eagle and say, how can I maximize the opportunities that will show up after this is over? And I want to share very quickly with you a few quick, and interesting things. I'd like you to follow me on this very short journey as I try to take you through them. First, I'd like you to realize that just like this eaglet, you're not different. You're not just different. There's something about you that differentiates you. Okay, you're not just different. There's something about you that makes you different. So this eaglet didn't know that it was different. This eaglet didn't know that there was something else that made it, not just like every other chicken. It was different. There's something that differentiated him. And for you as well, if you aspire for more, if there's a desire in your heart to do more, to be more, note that there's something that differentiates you. Number two, change is our opportunity to discover something that has always been there. Until there was a storm, until there was this baby eaglet flying in the sky, this eaglet did not know that it was an eagle. Okay, it was when the deep called to another deep that I was able to realize, you know what, maybe there's something strange about me that I need to find out. Storms, challenging occasions, challenging situations are our golden opportunities to find out what we are capable of. Okay, there are opportunities to find out what exactly don't I know about myself that I need to know. Storms reveal the difference between otherwise similar animals. So I could have been similar birds. We become distinguished by the storms. So this thing that is happening now is going to create a separation and a divide between different kinds and different categories of people. So who you are will show in these stormy times. And I want you to have that in good faith, that in these seasons is when we discover those who will rise and those who will fall, those who will be, exceptional and those who will be normal. So these storms reveal our true potentials, our true capabilities. Okay, the appetite that you have is an indicator of your possibilities. And I can't say this to you more than enough. If you have an appetite for greatness, it is because greatness is possible for you. The storms reveal, or the appetite you have and the desire you have is an indicator of what is possible for you. So if greatness is possible for you, it's the reason why you have a desire for it. If you want to be wealthy and your friend doesn't want to be wealthy, it's because there's wealth possible for you. Because you have walked with chicken for too long, you may have silenced the inner voice of the ego within you. But our appetites, our desires, the things we want, the things we like, the things we have affinity for, the things we crave for, create an idea in our minds of what is possible for us. The next point, you are not what they have always told you. Okay, you're not what they've always told you. You can change. The fact that you have been a chicken all your life doesn't mean you're a chicken. Your appetite betrays that there's greatness within you. Your desire for more, for bigger friends, for bigger impact, for doing something significant betrays the fact that there's more to you than just everything that is about everybody else. Okay, so that's very important. Also, please note, it's all right to be a chicken if that is who you are. If you are a chicken, then stay as a chicken. It's not a bad thing to be a chicken. Okay, chickens still make fantastic dishes in Kentucky Fried Chicken. But if you are an eaglet and you're meant to rise above the clouds, then go ahead and be all that you're meant to be. And the fact that you're an eagle doesn't mean that you just fly. So in case you're wondering in this story, how come the eaglet didn't just pick up and fly after the younger one? There's a process to flying. Okay, every skill set that you have as an eaglet, there's a process that makes you able to function in them, and you need to understand that process. You need to understand that process. You need to operate by that process because there's a process. Okay, and that process is very, very crucial. You want to ensure that you understand the process that it will take you to fly and plug into that process. So very quickly today, we're going to be learning lessons from the eagle. It's a short class today. It's lessons from the eagle. The reason why you are in this class for free is because there's a company that's sponsoring it. I'll tell you a little about that before I close today. But there are lessons you can learn from an eagle because the eagle has mastered staying above the clouds, and you and I want to stay above the clouds as well. So welcome to this, to the school of eagles. I'm going to share with you 7 key lessons from the life of an eagle that shows you how you need to behave in this time. And I'm going to show you practical things you can do post this storm, post this COVID season, to ensure that you can, create a balance for yourself, create an economy for yourself working from home. Because guess what? When this is all over, a lot of eyes are opening to the efficiency and the effectiveness that is possible outside 9 to 5. And you want to be a part of that as well. So lesson number 1 is fly in an aspiring company. One of the things that eagles, or what you find with eagles, is that eagles either fly alone, solo, or they look for people who are like them to fly with. Okay, look for company of great inspiring people to fly with. Find friends, find people who are going somewhere, who want to make impact, and body with people like that. It's one of the opportunities we have in some of the business that we do, is the opportunity of networks, of being able to connect with people, of being able to work together with other people to see how we can achieve phenomenal things together. Okay, so if you want to fly and you want to ride high, you want to fly high, one of the key other things you need to do is work with good company. Find people who are going to similar places with you. Find people who are also passionate about financial freedom. Find people who are passionate about creating, amazing opportunities for themselves, learning, developing, growing, and flock with them. Eagles don't fly alone. They fly in company. They fly in the company of eagles like them who also want to fly as well. So what you found the eagle in the sky doing to the one below, it was I was calling it. And it was saying, look, I'm flying here. I'm enjoying myself here. Join me. Let's do this together. Okay. And that's an opportunity you have. Find a business, find, something to do that connects you with people. People are vital. People are important. Make sure that they are inspiring you. Remember the adage that says you are the same person you were 5 years ago, except for 2 things: the books you have read and the people that you have met. You are the same person except for the books you have read and the people you have met. Fly with good company. Okay. The second thing about eagles is vision and focus. Vision and focus. I cannot stress this too much. If you're going to do well post-COVID, if you're going to do well in the storms, you need very good eyesight. Not good eyesight that see only things that are nearby, that are able to see the trends, that are able to identify the long-term trends, able to see clearly into the future, and able to realize that, you know what, I can see my prey from a distance and I can go after it. So eagles are not short-term people. They have vision and they have focus. If you look at the way this eagle is looking at you, it's very, very focused. The eyesight can see far, and it's very focused on, I need to catch that prey. And that's the kind of vision you need to have if you're going to do well in any business you're doing as well. You need to ask yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I just finished a phone conversation with a friend that I knew about 15 years ago. He's a senior friend, and I saw a mail he sent to me about 4 months ago, and I bossed him and I said, I saw this mail. And he said to me, you know what, this is what I'm driving, this is what I'm doing. I went to see the chairman of this particular company, and I saw him only once. And as soon as I finished with him, he dropped 35 million naira into my idea. I also went to see this person, and this person dropped 70 million naira into my idea because they can see it. They can see that there's an opportunity, this is the future trend, this is the future reality, and they plugged in with it as well. When he was sharing a story with me of somebody who invested 20 million naira in a business as far back as about 17 years ago, and just 5 years ago, person was able to to sell half of his shares in that business for 1 billion naira. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not doing well after the storm is not for lily-livered people. It's for people that have vision and have focus. I'd like you to audit yourself and say, how is my vision? Have I documented my goals? Have I written down the things I want to achieve 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You are not too old to have a 10-year goal. You are not too old to have a 5-year goal. Have vision, have focus, document it, and work according to plan. Put the big rocks in first, and then follow through to achieve success that you desire to achieve. Okay, eaglets have vision and focus. You need to have that as well. Eat live, eat fresh, eat healthy. One of the beautiful things you will realize about the eagles is they only eat fresh food. Okay, the eagles will go after live meal. They will see a goat, they will see a rodent, they will see something alive and breathing, and then they will follow it and attack it. They don't want to eat rotten meat. They don't want to eat what has maggot, what has germs. They want to eat fresh and live. And you and I need to live like that as well. And there are many dimensions of our lives where we need fresh and live. We need fresh and live in the knowledge and the information that we take in. There is nothing that is good about yesterday's knowledge. You need fresh knowledge every day. You need to regularly be developing yourself. Don't rely on old news. Don't rely on old knowledge. Go for fresh stuff. Go for fresh news. Go for fresh insight. Go for fresh learning. Okay, don't pride yourself on what you learned 10 years ago, what you learned 20 years ago, or how good things were in your former life. Go after fresh things, in knowledge, in insight. Go after fresh news. Also in your eating, eat healthy, live healthy, eat fresh. Okay, this is also a good encouragement to you, because this is what eagles do. This is what makes them survive various seasons. They're able to live long and live strong because they eat fresh and they eat healthy. That's not all. Embrace challenges. Okay, embrace challenges. One of the beautiful things you will find out about eagles is that eagles need storms to rise. They don't flap their wings very heavily. They rely on the winds from the storm, and they glide on the wings of the storm. Okay, and we have challenging times today. Some people are going to rise and some people are going to fall, and those who are going to rise on the wings of the storm. And I want to encourage you, embrace challenges. See opportunities in every challenge. If you want to know what business to do, you want to know what to do, ask yourself, if it is too easy, it's not your own. If you think you can't do it, that's when you should do it. If you think it's tough, that's when you should pay attention to it. Embrace challenges. I once had a very interesting opportunity to stay with someone who was a master surfer, and he was teaching me some things about surfing and jiu-jitsu as well. And he was telling me, look, in surfing, you look for the waves. You look for where it is building, where it is almost stormy, and that's the one you want to ride. Okay, you look for where the water is building, and then you take your surf. That's where you take your surf, and that's where you can ride. You can only ride when there is a wave. You can only fly when there is wind. You can only fly when there's a storm. Look for opportunities. Every time you say, there's this challenge, I have somebody in this group, for example, who is trying to close a deal for 1 million bottles of disinfectant. Okay, 1 million bottles of disinfectant is over, literally over 700 million naira. Okay, that's the kind of deal that is going on there. It's challenging. They're asking questions. They're going back and forth. It's looking like it's not going to work, but embrace challenges. Embrace challenges. Every time things don't look like they're working, it provides an opportunity. Everybody's looking for face mask. Everybody's looking for sanitizer. Everybody's looking for disinfectant. Everybody's looking for PPE. Everybody's looking for N95. People are looking for a variety of things. Make yourself a solution provider. The way to rise like the eagles is to embrace challenges. Okay, that's not all. I like this one. It says commit before partnership. This is something that eagles do as well. An eagle will not date another eagle, will not go into a partnership or a marriage relationship with another eagle, except the female one, first of all, test the commitment of the male one. No ringing, no dinging. Okay, he works with eagles, he works with us as well. Every time you want to do something, and here as well, as you are here today, there are people in this place who invited you, who are looking at you and asking, is this person serious? Okay, is this person committed? But before we will partner with you, before I will work with anybody, I need to see that the person is serious. I'm putting my life in business. I'm putting my life to drive this I'm driving. If I'm going to work with you, I need to see that your commitment is real. And the same thing, before you get anybody into your team, before you partner with anybody, commitment before partnership. You get the ring, and then you may kiss the bride. You don't kiss the bride before you get the ring. You get commitment before you advance. Okay, eagles do this. We can do this in our business as well and ensure testing things before you go. Another thing that eagles have mastered is what they call change management. Eagles are masters of change management. They recognize that the seasons that will benefit them are the seasons of change, are the seasons where things literally change. Okay, and eagles are taught this way from when they are young. So from the time an eaglet is young, the mother puts the eaglet in a nest. Once the eagle begins to grow a bit, the first thing that the mother does is the mother begins to make the nest uncomfortable by removing the 7 layers that make the eagle's nest. The eagle's nest is made up of sticks, of shrubs, of leaves. They arrange an hierarchy to make the eagle comfortable. But as the eagle begins to grow, the mother begins to scatter the nest and make it rough so that the eagle realizes, I need to change my location. I can't stay here anymore. And then when the eagle begins to realize that it is uncomfortable, begins to wonder where will I go to, it moves into the rock. Then the mother takes the eagle, takes it to the sky and throws it down. And then this eagle is about to crash on the ground. It's about to get destroyed. And guess what? This eagle picks up itself. The mother picks the eagle, takes it back to the sky, and keeps on doing different cycles of change, and changes and throws him down and picks him up and throws him down until the eagle is able to learn to begin to withhold and drive a little bit with his own wings and try to fly. Eagles over time learn how to do strategy. They learn how to work in teams. They learn how to engage, how to plan, how to have options, how to have measures. They master change management. You have to master change management as well. That when something is changing, it is not all bad. Something good is happening for someone. Follow the direction, follow the trends, see where it's happening. Okay, and organize yourself and your energies to be where it is happening. Okay, master change management, master the techniques, master the attributes, master the skill sets that you need to be able to manage change effectively. Okay, this is something you want to be able to do well as well. That's not all. Eagles have learned how to reinvent themselves. Reinvent yourself. Okay, you need to learn to reinvent yourself. And how do you reinvent yourself? What does the eagle do? The eagle knows that his life will be cut short at 40 if he doesn't reinvent itself. So once the eagle crosses the age of 40, for example, the eagle goes to a particular place for about 5 months. In those 5 months, he removes his feathers, he removes his beak, he removes his talons. He is able to basically remove the things that he had grown up with, expecting that those things will regrow over a period of 5 months and it will be renewed. And based on this renewal, the eagle is able to go on again for another 30 years. So eagles can actually live up to 70. Okay, by this renewal process. And for you as well, you need to have you 2.0. You need to ask yourself, who was I before and how can I become better? How can I increase, how can I change who I am to you 2.0? How can I have a better, newer, more modern, more abundant minded, more generous, more new life, more greatness, more inspired, more innovative version of myself? Okay, you 2.0, reinvent yourself. Okay, you can create the best version of yourself ever by basically looking at yourself and asking, what am I doing well? What am I not doing well? And reinventing yourself. So eagles do that. You can do that as well. This is how to maximize every storm. Reinvent yourself. And I want to ask you a question today as I bring this to a gradual close. And the question I want to ask you today is, what practical things can I do this season? What are the practical things I can do in this season? What are the things that looks like, okay, if I do this, this will help me in this season? What are the practical things I can do? And in that thought process, we're going to do this, we're going to do this session a number of times until we have a good community of people who are thinking this way, because we're going to create people who are going to be successful and going to be driven and going to achieve phenomenal things after this storm is over. But I have a question for you. Did COVID-19 create equality or equity? Okay, I'd like you to put your comments in the chat box. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Did it create equity or equality? You can see the table in front of you of what equity looks like and what it looks like. Oh, yes, we're letting people in. Busola, people are still allowed to enter. They can enter if they want to. Once they show up in the screen, I basically approve them if I want them to enter. Is it equality or equity? Okay, Dr. Everybody says it's equality. If you look at the table before me, you see that equality is everybody has equal grounds, but some people are standing tall and some people can't even see the field. And equity is everybody is the same height. Those who don't have an advantage. those who have left have an advantage, and everybody is evenly able to find themselves in the same position. So this particular storm, what's it creating? Is it creating equality or equity? Steven says it's equity. Can I have more votes in the comment sector? Okay, so we have 2 equity versus 1 equality. Equity is currently winning. Is there any other person commenting? Going. I'm giving you a few more minutes to participate in this exercise to see what do you think is reigning at this time. What is reigning at this time? Okay, I can see another equality. I can see another equity. I can see equity. We are confused, ladies and gentlemen. I can see I can see that people want equality. Okay, I can see equity is winning. Okay, somebody can help me count the votes. Equity. Okay, I like the fact that we're not all in one position. That's very good. It means it's not one medicine that is applying to this drug. Okay, we're all seeing it in different ways, and that's good. Okay, but I think equity is winning, and I think that's good. It's good that equity is winning. So let me go. Timmy Joel says it's equity. Yeah, I think it's equity actually. I actually think that what this storm has done is the countries that had advantage before, because of their height of healthcare status, the countries like America, like Italy, like France, like the UK, that are normally well-to-do, realize that their advantage is no longer really an advantage. Okay, Isaac said both. I like that. That's not bad. They realize that the advantage is not really an advantage. And the people who had no advantage realize that they are exactly at the same place with everybody else. Of course, there's still some value to the height that America has. There's still some value to the height that UK has. But in this particular pandemic, nobody's healthcare system can handle what is happening. So really, everybody's in a space of equity, where my advantage doesn't count. We all can see the same thing. What does that mean? That means that if you are innovative and ingenious, you can actually create some tremendous value in this time. It means that big, we're in a space today where the fact that you have been big in how it has been done before doesn't mean that will work. You need to quickly be able to adapt and change to how it's done now. You need to be able to recognize opportunities that exist now in what can be done. I'll give you an example. Okay, in the company that I work in, we have these beautiful products called hand sanitizers. These hand sanitizers were not on our company plan until much later. What was in our company plan was disinfectants. And this is the one I'm using. So you can have an idea of exactly what it looks like. But guess what? By virtue of this, over 10 million naira worth of this has been pushed over the course of 3 weeks. And as I'm speaking to you, there are hundreds of millions of naira of orders of these that are meant to still go on. Because guess what? This is not happening very quickly. Okay? This is taking its time. So we're in a space where everybody's inequality has somehow been blended, and there's now some kind of forced equity that makes you able to do something innovative or do something different to be able to cash in on what's going on currently here as well. Okay, I saw a very interesting picture I'd like to show as well. And this one said, you know what, there's equality, there's equity, and there's capitalism. Okay, and capitalism is essentially saying, you can't even see the field if you have not bought your ticket. Stop freeloading. Go and buy your ticket. Okay, that where you are is not where you're supposed to be. And you don't even need equality or equity where you are. You need capitalism. You need to be able to understand, how do I ensure that I create value that all these people who feel that they're equal can go and pay for so they can access it. Now, the landscape is changing, ladies and gentlemen. And in that changing landscape, you and I need to ask ourselves, what do we do in this season to maximize this season? If you are here so far and you are hearing me and you are understanding me, can I hear you say yes in that comment box? Just type your yes there. Don't worry, when I'm done, I'm going to give everybody voice so that I can hear your voice as well, or say yes. Okay, good. I can see that you're hearing me. So essentially, in subsequent sessions that will run on this, we're going to talk about what are the practical things we can do. How can I make money from this business? How can I leverage on this business and make a lot more from this business? I'm going to share that with you. But before I go into that, I'd like to share with you very quickly about an exciting opportunity that we're involved in, that where we will be sharing this regularly is our community. And I'd like to invite everybody who is here today, who is a guest here today, join our happy learning community. So this meeting we're having here is just one of the meetings we have. Every day there's training in Green Mondays. Every day in the morning there's trainings. Every day in the evening we have presentations. Sometime in the afternoon like this, we have this kind of trainings. We have Glass 101. We have all sorts of trainings. We are always training. Okay? And because we are always training, there's a lot for you to learn. There's a lot that you can learn. Okay? And because there's a lot you can learn, join our happy community. Join the happy community. So our happy community is a community you want to be a part of, okay? And I want to ask you, if you're here today and you're a guest, you can put your name somewhere in the link and just, and talk to the person that invited you and say, I would like to be a part of this happy community. And I want to spend a little time to tell you about this community, okay? I want to tell you about what this community is about so that you can get an idea of what this community is about and you can be involved in it. So I'll tell you very quickly what this happy, you can look at this picture that you can see before you, you see people dancing, people laughing. This is how we roll. This is how we party. This is how we enjoy ourselves. And you can be a part of this as well. So if you're invited today, I'd like to let you know that you can join us and enjoy this beautiful opportunity to be happy as well. And I like that introduction. If you want to be happy, join our happy community. And what is our community about? Our community is about, we call it Green Mondays. And we love Green Mondays because every Monday we get to earn. Our Mondays become green. And how did we become part of Green Monday? Very simple. We saw a problem, we found a solution. Okay? We saw that there was a problem in society. People were buying death, literally buying death. And we said to ourselves, you know what? How can we make a difference in this story of people buying death? I said, you know what? People are buying death. People are buying concussions. 80% of the community is drinking what's not quality, it's not safe, it doesn't even work. And we said, you know what? Is there something we can do to help people with the natural herbal elements that can allow them to also enjoy phenomenal things with something that is safe, that has quality, high ISO standards, and is quick and effective and has action. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We were able to find a solution and we validated that the market is huge. The market potential for this is in billions. With 80% of Nigerians patronizing this, with 80% of Singaporeans patronizing this, with people in high volume, with a very high volume of people in this market space, about 6 billion globally, this is big business. This is something that can drive us into the region of tens of billions within the next 5 years. So we saw the opportunity, and guess what we did? We decided to make products and services to fit that market space. And we have a growing list. And this COVID-19, we're one of the companies that are most well positioned in this challenge because we have natural solutions to immunity boosting. We have natural solutions to disinfectants that work not only for your water, works for your toilets, works for washing machine, works for the floors. We have something phenomenal that people can leverage off. And we have a variety of products, and we're not done yet. The product categories and the product list are still growing as well. So we've created products to fill the space. We saw a problem, we found a solution, we created products to fill the space. The business opportunity that is available in the space is huge, and we're leveraging on it. And we have phenomenal testimonies from users. You can see Dr. Jerome there. I'm sure he's looking at himself and smiling. It's an amazing range of products. I've witnessed too many testimonies. He's a doctor from Lagos State. He trains us on product knowledge. He's an amazing guy, phenomenal fellow. And he has interacted with tons of people who have shared phenomenal testimonies about the wider range of products. Mrs. Chilaka is a distributor in Port Harcourt, who has also enjoyed phenomenal testimonies from using the product personally and recommending to friends. Pastor Larry is in Jos. The efficacy of the products makes you want to tell everyone. He has used it personally. I'm aware of some of his personal testimonies, and they are phenomenal. And then you have Peace from Canada, who has also done amazing things with the product in Canada. He's selling it and driving it in Canada. She currently has about upside of 600 kilograms worth of radar range of products with her that she's pushing within the Canada region as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, essentially what we do in this our happy community is we earn and we tour the world together. And you can see some beautiful faces there. Adelian Obami Shaye, you can see Fadikemi Shomolu, you can see Dr. Fumi Aino, Dr. Deron Onifade, Nkem Obianaga, Oliko, Dangote, Olada Ramola, Paul Ajeba, Diana Inola, Wale Ojo, Adekunle Alashi, and many others who have qualified for all expense paid travel on this platform by virtue of this happy, excited community. So, ladies and gentlemen, I tell people, not only do we do trainings here, we do trainings, we leverage opportunities, we share contacts, we share things we can do. And guess what? You can participate in this at your level. And I tell people, participate at your level. I usually recommend, get involved at this at the VIP level. If you can, invest at your level. So if your level is VIP 750, by all means, combine that with stockist, do 1 million, and you are good to go. Or you can do a less level and grow your level as time progresses. But yes, Dr. Denon says beautiful people. When I look at those pictures, I'm just in love. I'm just in love. I see the pictures, I see the faces, I see the happiness, and this is a community you want to be in. This is a happy community. Okay? It's a happy community. It's a community you want to be a part of as well. Okay? So join at your level. And how you want to do that is very simple. Contact the person who told you about this. Okay? Person invited you. Are you interested in doing the business without touching any products? It's called drop shipping. That option is becoming available as well. So there's an opportunity for drop shipping that we're creating value for people who want to do this business without even having to see the products. You can drop ship. If you're interested in merely investing and earning as the company grows, it's called investing. You need to have millions. You can connect with the person who told you about it as well and get to know how you can invest. You can invest $1 million, you can invest multiples of $1 million and be part of this opportunity as well. Or you want to be a distributor. You want to be a contact person in Ekiti, Calabar, in Enugu, in different cities around Nigeria, and you want to be a stockist. You can start with less than 500,000 naira and become a stockist. This is the cheapest opportunity for stockists available anywhere in this industry, anywhere in this business, anywhere around. I want to encourage you, take this opportunity. Okay? Take this opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it in a nutshell. The chat window is open for questions and answers. This presentation is going to be available to all who want it after, but I'm going to answer questions in just a moment.